Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from www.tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is your monthly astrological video for the month of April, and this video is for Virgo. So we're going to be seeing what's coming up for you, starting off with your finances and your relationship cards for those of you that are single and in relationships, and then your spiritual cards. But this month I'm doing something slightly different. Your spiritual cards are going to be taken from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, and the deck I'm going to be using for your tarot cards is the New Age Tarot, which I was gifted 2 days ago, and I really like this deck, so I decided to use it for your reading. So your first cards representing your work and finances is the Magician with the Empress. And these two cards together are telling me that you are going to be a powerful force of nature in April. You have all the capabilities, you have all the tools you need. You are the magician. You can manifest what you desire this month. The universe is supporting you in manifesting what you want. And the Empress is showing that, again, you have the creative ability to form what it is that you want. And because the Empress is ruled by Venus, it's even talking about even the luxuries of life can come to you this month. I mean, not only the necessities, not only the things that you need, but the things that you want. So if you are really wanting certain things in life, April is the month for you to really put the effort and the energy in to manifest what it is that you want, because it's saying that you have all the tools to be able to do so. So it's almost like, yeah, you can know that you're a powerful being, but you have to actually act like one, and you have to actually make the effort to move forward and to say, okay, like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my powers for good and I'm gonna do what it is that I need in order to get to where I want to be. And the Empress is a card of abundance, so it's saying that this is an abundant time for you. Or even if you're not feeling abundant right now in your circumstances, it's saying that even if you're not feeling it, you have to believe it, because whatever you have is everything that you need in order for you to even gain even more for yourself. But you have to be the one to kind of know within yourself that you can get those things. So this might be a really great month to use the law of attraction, to use the to use those kind of connections to the universe to be able to support you in your endeavors, because both of these cards are major arcana cards. So these are cards talking about the universe and its influence on your life. So it's saying that right now, when it comes to your work and your finances, the universe is going to support you in the things that you really want. So use that energy, use this time to really be creative and to really birth in something brand new for yourself. Because the Empress can represent birth, and the Magician obviously is the one card, so it's about you, and it's about you using your skills, your talents, your capabilities to really put yourself out there and to gain what it is that you want in the month of April. So for those of you that are in relationships, you have the Page of Pentacles. That Page of Pentacles has been really enjoying these readings. It's been coming back a few times. No matter how much I shuffle these cards, he likes to appear somewhere. And so and that's showing up with the Ace of Swords. And so what I'm kind of seeing here in terms of your relationships, for those of you that are in relationships, it's again, senses of new beginnings. The Page of Pentacles is kind of a new sense of stability in a relationship, feeling grounded, feeling secure in a relationship. Finances may also make you feel more stable financially in a relationship, which can make a big difference. Even though it's sort of sad to say, like, there can be a financial aspect to relationships that kind of can even make or break, but it's true, because like they say, most divorces happen because of financial issues. So finance can really play a big part in a relationship. But even if this card isn't really connecting directly with finances, the Page of Pentacles is just saying there's a new sense of stability here, which even maybe, and again, it could be a case of maybe your partner finding a new job, or being, or money maybe being a bit better, a new line of income coming in, that kind of makes things feel a bit more stable in that relationship too. But then with the Ace of Swords, it's saying that there's a new perspective here. Things are becoming better, things are happening with more ease. It's like you're able to see your partner in a clearer way, or you can move the relationship in a clearer direction because of you just having more information, being more in the know about who your partner is and where they're coming from. So I kind of feel like there's sort of a breath of fresh air that's also coming in when it comes to those of you that are in relationships as well. And I just kind of feel that yeah, again, it's like if you're in a relationship that hasn't been like a long-term relationship, maybe this is a fairly new relationship, it's saying that maybe you guys are having, maybe you're sharing more of a vision for the future and where this relationship is going to go. Maybe you can see more of where this relationship is going to go, whereas before you couldn't really see it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, that it was a bad relationship or anything like that. I'm just saying that sometimes it can be a situation where when things are in the earlier stages, you're just sort of seeing how things go and kind of, you know, going day to day in your relationship. But then it's like you can reach a point where when you become a bit more serious, things becomes a bit more stable, you can kind of see, okay, maybe this is going in this direction. And then also, and then it's like you can see, okay, maybe this is what we want for the future. Maybe you're making actually little plans for the future, maybe not big things, but maybe you're just sort of again, maybe just having ideas about like what you want for the future. And maybe there's sort of talks about that. And because again, with this swords, it can represent communication. Maybe communication is becoming better between the two of you. You kind of can see where each other is coming from more, and that's also what is helping the relationship to become a bit more stable as well. So yeah, those are for those of you in relationships. But those of you that are single, you have the 10 of Swords with the 4 of Pentacles. And whenever I see the 4 of Pentacles, the first thing that sort of comes to mind is, what are you not prepared to let go of? What are you holding on to still? And the 2 of Swords can be saying that maybe you're holding on to some pain from the past. Maybe a experience that you went through in a relationship has been unpleasant. Maybe you recently went through a breakup and you're just not over that, or you're not over your ex, and you're not over the heartbreak. And especially in this card, you can see there's quite a few hearts in this 4 of Pentacles. So it's like your heart hasn't been prepared to release a certain situation. And it's almost like the 4 of Pentacles is about us holding on to something that makes us feel safe. Sometimes relationships make us feel safe. Maybe this relationship that you were in, maybe it was a bit more long term. Maybe you did think that there was a future there, and then for one reason or another it came to an end. To me, usually when the 10 of Swords shows up, it kind of shows that it may have needed to come to an end, because maybe things just was moving in like the wrong direction. It just wasn't going well. And when I see the 10 of Swords, it makes me think of somebody that has tried to hold on to a relationship for quite some time that may have been not that healthy. And maybe there's a lot of stress involved, anxiety involved. Maybe you even was betrayed by this other person. So it's kind of saying, you know, don't feel too sad, because trust me, if this person was like that, then they're better off being left alone anyway. You know, like you can see in the crowd, it looks like the crowd is cheering. So it's saying, you know, sometimes you might be sad when a person leaves your life, when in fact you should be actually glad that they've left your life. But for some reason, it's like you're really attached to those feelings, and you're really attached to that experience. And to be honest, I think that the 4 of Pentacles can show up in 2 ways. It can be it can show up in a healthy way, where okay, we are holding on to something, but maybe we're holding on to it, like for instance, if it was a case of money, it can be a case of wanting to save money, and saving money is entirely fine. But let's say being stingy with money is when it becomes unhealthy. The same way is, it's okay in a relationship, or if when a relationship ends, again, you can look at it in a healthy way. Like we can have healthy attachments, but then we can have unhealthy attachments. And I kind of feel like this attachment is an unhealthy one, being that the card that is in front of it just isn't really a good relationship situation. It's saying that you have to kind of be able to release that. And the same way, like in this card, you're kind of seeing the lips that are smiling. It's saying that you should smile. You should not feel depressed or not feel down, like holding on to these thoughts or these memories, because I feel like you should be glad about this situation. Be glad that it's out of your life. If it was drama, if it was just negative, then just sort of celebrate that it's gone and release it and let it go, because I feel like this is baggage that you really just don't need to hold on to any longer. And your heart just doesn't need to be stuck in this rut with this past experience. It just really needs to just move on to sort of bigger and better things. Um, and find a new sense of stability within yourself, not looking for somebody else to kind of make you feel a sense of uh make you feel like you needed somebody else in your life, because the Four of Pentacles can be like that. It's like when something that is you should have within yourself, you're kind of compensating for outside of yourself. And whenever you do that, you're always going to come up short, because it's like that outside thing is not permanent. It's never going to be there forever. I mean, the same way a person can come and go out of your life is the same way money again can come and go out of your life, is the same way. Everything has its season, everything has its time. Jobs can come and go, anything, friendships, anything can be, impermanent. And so in that case, it's like you have to be able to know that, okay, within myself, I'm okay. I can be by myself and I can be all right. Like, I don't need to have something outside of me to confirm or validate anything within me. So yes, those are those cards for singles. And for those of you, well, for all of you guys, that for all of you Virgos, your spiritual cards are impartial. This word I have difficulty saying. Impartiality. Okay, being impartial, that I can say. And acceptance. So to be honest, the acceptance card to me is saying you have to accept your circumstances for what they are. Being impartial to me is about not it's like, the spiritual practice of not labeling your circumstances, because whenever we attach a label to something, it's like we're instantly putting it either in the good or the bad pile. So for instance, if I had, again, some kind of experience, any experience that I could possibly have in life, if I decide that, okay, that's a negative experience, because let's say I'm going to be like, oh, it was just bad, it was this, it was that, then instantly I'm sort of saying, okay, now I'm going to have this negative association with this. So if it's something that I have to continuously go through, like if it's a job that I have to go through every day, if I already have this negative association with this place, then it becomes unbearable for me to be there every day, or I'm just going to hate being there every day. But if, for instance, I don't let my mind go there, and I can see it more from the perspective of, okay, maybe there's some negative things that I don't like, but maybe there's some positive things. Maybe the people that I work with are really nice. Like, maybe, okay, it's not the best place, but maybe I can gain experience from this place. Like, if you just hold on to those positive things, then obviously then we have a positive association from for where we are. And also when we go to that place, we can just have a better vibe that we give out, and we can just have a better mood generally and everything like that. And so what is kind of telling me in these cards is saying again, don't associate anything in your life with any kind of title. It's best to sort of not even say, okay, this thing is positive or this thing is negative. It's best to just call it an experience and just kind of move through it as best you can, not really associating yourself with anything, but just doing the task at hand, and just doing it and just moving on to the next. And again, not looking at it, not evaluating it, not trying to critique it and say, okay, this is that. Just kind of having an open mind and just going to experience, just open. And I feel like that's what it's sort of telling you to embrace, because I think that there's something that's going on in your life that is saying that you're not accepting it, but you have to accept it. And the reason why you're not accepting it is because you're just viewing it as it not being what you want, or not looking the way you want it to look, or you just think it's negative. And so when you get into that environment, or when you're in that, like, around those people or whatever it is, you're just sort of feeling out of place, or you're not happy there. And what you can see in this card is you can see that she has a spirit behind her, and it's almost like she doesn't, she looks like she's at a job that maybe she just doesn't enjoy. And the spirit is almost saying that, you know what, it's like I've placed you in this predicament. You're here because you're supposed to be here. There's some kind of bigger message or bigger reason to why you're having this experience. And regardless of whether you personally like it or not, there's some value in it and there's some wisdom to be gained from it. And you're not going to be in this predicament forever, because everything changes. Or because you're in something now that you may not totally love, it doesn't mean you can't move on to something better later on. But for now, it's saying don't judge where you are. Just kind of accept it for what it is, embrace it for what it is, and just choose to be, impartial. Don't judge it, don't critique it, don't evaluate it. Don't say, oh, you don't weigh up the options, the pros and the cons, because if you do that, then again, it's just going to be kind of unbearable where you are. So something about this pie is coming through to me, but I can't fully like say it. I don't know why, but this pie is like, it's saying something. I don't know, like, do you know, it's interesting when it comes to pies. Like, I don't know, the thing that what is coming to mind is sort of the saying like as simple as pie. Like, there's something about pie that is very simple. It just is what it is. But for some reason, it's like when you eat it, you enjoy it. So I don't know. There is some message that is coming through, like from that pie. It's almost like saying, just enjoy the simple things, enjoy the little things. You know, it doesn't have to be grand for you to just find the joy in a task. Like, something that is really bizarre, which is I didn't really realize before, but I kind of realize now, is that I actually get enjoyment like from cleaning things. Why, I don't really know, but there's something about it, and it's a simple thing. And even if I'm in an environment where I'm asked to clean things, like some people might be like, oh, I wouldn't do it, but like to me, it's not a huge deal unless it's something that's just really icky and just then I just won't want to do it. But if it's something like, I don't know, like just cleaning up like dust from the floor or mopping something, like to me, like stuff like that is like, it's a simple thing, but for some reason when I do it, I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's like something I do in like a mindful kind of state. Like for instance, when I do massage, like it's the same kind of thing. When the meditation music plays, it's like my mind is clear and I'm just completely in like the higher realms. Like I'm doing the actions, but it's like my mind isn't connected with the movements at all. It's like I'm just sort of doing them instinctively. And it's the same thing when I clean. Like it's sort of like I'm cleaning, but there's I'm not thinking about things, I'm not dwelling on things. It's like somehow it just is a task that sort of takes me out of my mind. And I feel like that's kind of what's necessary for you to practice like doing tasks where you're not thinking about things, and it's just your mind is clear, but you're just doing the activities. Because that is a skill that you can actually learn and practice. Some things are easier for you to sort of detach from. Obviously, if you're doing something really important, like you drive buses or something like that, in that state you have to be alert. Like you can't just be out there with the fairies driving a bus or train or something like that, because that would be really dangerous. Like you have to be like really like concentrating on what you're doing. But like some other tasks, it can be quite easy for you to just do that, like where you just kind of just let your mind go free and be clear, and it's actually really relaxing too, and you are actually getting stuff done at the same time. So okay then, you guys, I'll see you. I hope this reading has been helpful to you. Peace and blessings. Bye.